Hey, little man. All right, we're up. We're alive. Good morning. I'm going to talk about this pair soon enough. You don't need to worry about them. If you're just joining us for the very first time and you're thinking those dogs are fighting, they are really not. They're really not. Trust me, I know these dogs inside out. And Juno here can only play on full volume, can't you, sweetheart? I know. So, oh, I'm tripping on my lead. There we go. Right, let's do a quick intro. I think we're up and we're stable, at least digitally anyway. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, welcome along to our live dog walk. You're watching Crighton Pet Services channel, and I am Stephen Crighton. Thank you for tuning in. Make sure Ruby's lead doesn't get snagged. That'll be the very first thing that happens, I'm sure, between the gang and I. There we go. And yeah, what a wacky Wednesday we're having already. It's a bit bonkers, it's a bit crazy. There's a few things that have gone on this morning that we'll maybe not necessarily talk about on the stream, but let's just say to my owners and to everyone aware of the situation, we're all sending love to Barney and his family, so we'll leave it at that. From the team point of view, we've got 6 dogs. I'm actually quite busy this afternoon. We've got 9 out this afternoon, and the 6 guys here, we've already had some craziness with a little puppy. We've just stripped lumps off of each other in the pack. We've run a mile and a half, and now, oh, and of course we've peed and pooed everywhere, which I have obviously responsibly gathered up. And now, after all the madness has kind of got out their legs, we're at a stage where we can walk, hopefully without too much disruption. And right on cue, goodness me, that bark is so piercing. Juno and Harris enjoying their romance with each other some more. I will say, if you do have any concerns about any of the dogs on show today, all you need to do is drop a line in the comments and we'll happily talk through everything that we see. But right from the offset, if you're going to stay with us, know that Harris here on the left, our spaniel, and Juno, our border terrier that's in shot, and she has the purple collar, opposed to Biscuit's. Where's Biscuit? Biscuit's got a tartan collar on. Don't you, boy? You're looking very handsome. So Juno and Harris play together very regularly, and unfortunately Juno can only play with her volume up full. So when they're chasing, or when they're pouncing on each other, or when they're tussling, it can always sound a little bit more dramatic than it actually is. So just be aware that we are tried and tested. This is not the first time they're doing this. We know and understand these dogs very well, and they are not fighting. Are you guys? I know. Every now and again it can kind of boil into fighting. Every now and again, but I would say that's like 1 out of every 1,000 times, you know. But they play a lot, so it does, that 1,000th time does come around pretty quick. So yeah, so hello. So we're getting some up on the screen and some people joining us. Thank you very much for everyone tuning in. Let's take a wee second to catch up with some of the comments. So Naveen, hello, good morning, how are we? We have Ignat, is that right? Is that how I say that? I'm so sorry if I've got that wrong. Welcome along. We have Pat joining us. Good morning, Pat. How are you doing? Nick, morning, just back from your own walk. Thank you for tuning in. How are we all doing? Goodness, it's quite hard to excuse me, to read these because they're flashing up so quickly. Give me 10 seconds, let me get to the top of the hill. I'm doing like 3 jobs here. I'm walking, which you might think is fairly straightforward, but when I have to manage Ruby's lead as well, that's that can be a bit challenging. And then I'm watching what the dogs are doing, and I'm also reading. So let's try and regain a bit of control. What are we saying? 66 band 735. Hello. Hi Aaron, how are you? We've just arrived at another dog walker's sort of area, so we've stopped the pack. I'm going to turn them round and we'll go and walk back a little bit this way. We'll let them, I wonder if they're coming this way. We can go back the other way. Hi, Juno, we don't need that just now, thank you. Not everyone's going to understand. Not everyone's going to get that you guys are in love. She's still going for it. She's still absolutely going for it. Oh no, you're taking the lead, so to speak. Are they coming up this way? I can't tell. Look at you guys, pretty in the middle of my shot. Oh, come on, Buster, lazy bones. I'm only kidding, Pat, I'm only kidding. Yeah, Nick, how's the weather with you guys? We've not, this is the first day we've not had some snow or any issues with snow this morning, so it's very cold still. I'm definitely not enjoying the this kind of really icy cold weather, but there we go. She's passed. The dog walker that we've avoided there and her dogs are lovely, but we're in a vantage point above them, high up the hill, and it's potentially a bit of an aggressive way to approach other dogs. So we'll try and move on without them getting bothered by us, and vice versa. Charlie, this way. This way. Ah, Ruby. Well done, sweetie. How did we manage this? How did we manage this one? Morning, my dear. How you doing? You alright? This way, guys. This way. Well done. Well done. Oh, thank you for telling me to be careful. It's over, Anakin. Yeah, well, is it? Is it? Is it? We have incoming in the distance, definitely some kind of helicopter. I suspect a Chinook. There's been some Chinooks working in the area. If it flies over us, we'll get a beautiful shot of it. But the last time that happened, I think something happened to the stream and people got cut off. I don't know if they have a way of like blocking the stream or something. Maybe I said something about it that YouTube flagged, but anyway, it's making quite the din. It's making quite the racket. What else are we saying, Nick? There's not just rain and more on the way. I know, but we've been quite lucky in that department. It's been very dry, just cold, but not cold enough to freeze this rotten mud, as I'm sure you're having to deal with as well. And all it would take is like 20 seconds of rain, and all the stuff that's dried out over days and days is back to a swamp again. So yeah, I'm grateful for the times that we're not having massive swampy weather just now. Anyway, let's crack on. Thank you to everybody who has commented. There's some interesting ones on the live stream there. If I've missed you out, give me a little prod and I'll go back to the message. Just remind me. So yeah, so we've got the 6th of the dogs out today. I'll introduce you to the team in a second, but if you can hear a bit of snarling or growling, it's this guy. It's Harris, taking me for a walk with the lead. Hey buddy, hello, hi. Are we okay? Are we okay, Buster? Are we okay? Are we okay? Are we okay? Yes? Uh-huh. Good boy. Good boy. This way. Up we come. Ruby! Once we get up this hill, I'll introduce you to the squad. Excuse me. Oh, you're actually tangled. There we go. You're actually tangled. I know. How you doing, buddy boy? You well? Good girl. You good? Let's do it now. This is Juno, our border terrier, one of our border terriers. This is Barney. He's a Shih Tzu. This is Charlie. You've made the front cover today, buddy. He's a Westie, or a West Highland Terrier, as you give them their full moniker. We've got Harris, who's a show cocker. Very, very handsomely groomed right now. As are you, buddy. As are you, Barney boy. You've been introduced to Juno. This is Biscuit. You coming to see me, bud? You coming? Good boy. Yes, I know. Good boy. Good boy. And Ruby. Hello, sweetie. And right behind us there, the Dalmatian. This is a puppy. We actually met them earlier on. We had a right good tussle with them, a right good play. But I suspect the owners and the other dog walkers will be saying, yeah, once was enough, Stephen. We enjoyed it the first time, but don't push your luck. So we'll let them get on with their day, taking their photos and looking after their puppies. And we'll do the same. And we'll get a chance to catch up with you. But the Dalmatian puppy, we've been meeting for about 2 months now, maybe since Christmas or just before. And oh, I love a puppy. I don't know if I can be bothered ever having another puppy, but whenever I saw that Dalmatian, I was thinking, oh my goodness, you're just so cute. And it was that way that they were quite leggy, but not fully sort of filled out yet. And so all their spots were all scrunched up on their face, and now they've kind of spread out a little bit. And I don't know how to explain it very well, but they've grown into their body. Sorry. Right as I'm saying something profound, we get some nonsense from the paps. Juno. Hey. Let me explain to everybody what's happening here. So, Harris isn't reciprocating with Juno's advances to play. And what's happening there? Oh, thank you, Ruby. Snagged again. How did we get on that one this time? And so she's barking at him, basically in an effort to woo him, to engage in play, to entice him into a bit of a chase. And all he's doing is following his nose. You can see there. Let's pick something up. What's this? And so in dog terms, Juno asking here, although it's noisy and it's disruptive for my ears and for you guys listening, it's probably the most polite thing she could do. She's definitely being polite in dog language. She's asking to play. She's not forcing it, she's not jumping on him, she's not fighting with him, she's asking him to play. And he's turning her advances down. But yeah, Ruby's trolling me. She sure is. She sure is, Nick. But so she keeps asking. She knows herself she's asking, but she's just staying in her lane. And when the time comes, they will be off and they'll be round this field, like quick as a flash. But it's on his terms. He's a bit of a misogynist that way, is old Harris. Aren't you, boy? Eh? What do you like? Let the lady play. Let her have some fun. No. This way, puppies. Good dogs. Good boy, Barney. Good boy. Yeah. Nick Harris is a real handsome dog. He really is. You see there, like the spins and the kind of nips, and here we go. But I think he's tired. He can run much faster than she can. So here's an interesting fact for you when it comes to male and females playing together. We've got a couple of females joining in there. Good girl, Ruby. Good girl, you smashed him there. Get him again. Biscuit's joining in. I think Biscuit, we call him affectionately the sheriff in the group chats. He's got the deeper bark there at the back. I'm getting dizzy here. I'm gonna stay on the path. You know what they're doing, right? Here they come for another flyby. Here they come. But yeah, so here's the thing. Here's a lovely little bit of dog behaviour that you might otherwise miss. So males, when they're playing with females, the males are obviously, well, it's maybe not obvious, it's maybe not that obvious, but I will say that typically males in the pack are stronger and have more muscle development than the females. It's typically they produce more testosterone, that kind of thing. So you get the idea. So if it was like for like, if it was breed for breed, the males would be tougher, or at least faster and stronger, that kind of thing. And what they tend to do is self-handicap. So they know that they're faster, and if they want the play to continue, they slow down very effectively and they just keep it going. So Harris was only just out of reach of Juno on most of that running, just enough to keep her interested. He knew she was behind him because, well, we all knew because we could hear her, right? And he's just far enough away that she's not going to catch his tail or nip him or kind of catch him off guard if he was to stumble or anything like that. So he's just keeping the game going, keeping it alive. And that's quite typical of all the males when they play with females. When males play with males in the same way, it's quite typically different. It's a show of strength, it's a show of who's the toughest, who's the fastest, who's the strongest, who's the most clever. But when it comes to male and female play, that's quite a typical thing that you'll see, is the self-handicapping. And the other time that happens with kind of all dogs, whether it's male, female, whatever, when it's a fully grown dog, when they're an adult dog, they will also self-handicap with puppies, if they can tolerate puppies. Not all the dogs can tolerate puppies, but if they are good with puppies, you will see that they'll let puppies pounce on them and they'll roll over onto their back and pretend like the puppies wounded them and things like that. It's quite a lovely thing to watch. So yeah, that self-handicapping is brilliant to watch. But when it's boys v boys, it's game on. And I think Juno's she's one of the lads. She doesn't want the self-handicap. She wants him to stand up to her. And he's just, you see what he's doing? He's just rolling onto his back. He's like, you won. You won there. You won that round. Hey, buddy. And then when you shake it all off, I know when we shake it off, usually determines that's the end of the session. That shake that they do just after play. Juno, hey, go bark somewhere else. That shake that they do will usually lower their heart rate a significant amount, like 20% or something. So they go from a state of kind of high arousal into a state of more calm and zen-like behaviour, and they can do that almost just, I was going to say a flick of a switch, but it's more like a shake of the tail. You know, as soon as they've shaken that off, they're very happy just to kind of go into more natural behaviour, sniffing and just walking nicely, and we can just do that side by side without really any real concern. So it's lovely to watch. I do love A, explaining that to people who have never witnessed it before, but B, just watching it. I could watch it all day long. I really could just, it sounds awful, but it sounds so vain, but I could just watch these videos back over and over and over again and just watch them play. Frank, I know, I wondered if we'd see you pop up. Hello, thank you for tuning in. Where's your friend? Charlie? Who's this? It's Frank. You saying hi? You saying hi to Frank? There we go. Good boy, buddy. Good boy. Yes, Juno, you can have a biscuit. Well done. You too, Barney. Good boy. You want a biscuit? Good boy. You might think that it's a bit unfair. These guys haven't got... Typically, Ruby doesn't take a biscuit. She maybe take it about 30% of the time. Harris takes it even less than that. It's maybe 5% of the time he'll take food while we're out and about. It's not the way that they like to be rewarded, typically. We have other ways for that, don't we, buddy? Yes. We're just going to stop. We're just going to wait. We'll just find out which way this woman's running. We'll not film her. We'll just look at Barney. There we go, she's going out that way. Good. Good, you guys. Just stopping like that is good for a couple of different reasons. Well, we practice those kind of stops, I don't know, 10-15 times a walk. It really helps us if we have to navigate tricky situations like cyclists and picnics and things like that. And it just lets people coming towards us know it's the kind of powers in your hands to make the decision. Good pups. Good boy, buddy. Oh, just for Frank, are you having some zoomies? Are you having some zoomies? Yes. Harris is back onto lead duties. There we go. Pat, yeah, Buster only tolerates puppies if he respects the owner. Wow. That's an interesting one, isn't it? That's a very fascinating situation. I have to say, I've not really came across something like that before that I've been aware of, but maybe I need to start looking out for that, because the handler, the humans involved in the situation, play an enormous part in puppy interactions as well with dogs. So I need to watch out for that. But I'll be honest, most of the times that we are with puppies, the owners have either found us ahead of time, or over the course of time, they've gradually made themselves known to us to a point where they're a bit more confident to let them. I think people sort of see 6 dogs and think, oh no, the puppy won't manage that, and it's the entire opposite. Like a young puppy that is like, you know, I think there's a specific sort of timeline where basically puppies have no fear. They haven't developed that instinct yet, and it starts to come around about, I don't know, goodness me, I don't want to say a specific time because maybe I'll get this wrong, but basically it starts to come later than you would start to bring dogs out. So you take dogs out around about 14-15 weeks. That's when they're allowed to sort of mingle with other dogs in the wider world, and they've had their leptospirosis jags and things like that. And the fear still hasn't developed by that point. So they're out in the world, they're meeting dogs, and they're very happy to meet anyone and everything. And then gradually, just a short time after that, it's maybe like about 20 weeks or something, then fear begins to sort of creep into life. And then that's when they start to kind of understand the difference between, can I meet these dogs or can't I? Should I jump on this puppy's nose, or this dog's nose, or shouldn't I? And more often than not, impulse takes over. So if they're a happy dog, they're a playful dog, they're going to continue to be happy and playful throughout that stage. But definitely fear is an interesting thing to watch unravel in dogs and young dogs. So yeah, that's an interesting one, Pat. Sorry, I know we've kind of we're digressing a little bit from what you said, but I'm going to watch out for that. So yeah, my point was that all the puppies that we see are, the owners are usually known to us and known to the pack, and that's probably not a big factor from where I stand, but I can understand that would be a factor potentially for just dogs with their own individual dogs, you know, Charlie out with his owner kind of thing. That could definitely be a thing. The dogs act incredibly differently with it in the team than they do on their own, and they still have obviously their amazing traits and their quirks and their fun and their personalities, but as a collective there's a different mindset, which is interesting. Pat, that's amazing. Buster sounds like my kind of dog. So Pat, if you're not reading the comments, Pat says that when Buster sees a dog he doesn't know, he's looking at their owner to see if the owner has it under control. So, good boy, Buster. I love that. Those are kind of things that people don't realise happen from the dogs miss nothing. They miss absolutely nothing. That's why, and they forget very little as well. And that's why when the one neighbour down the street that your dog always barks at, they always get it. The dogs never forget. They might forget why they're barking at them, but they don't forget that they bark at them. Yeah, let's see if we can get the team onto what's it called in The Lion King? The Rock, Pride Rock. Up you come. Ruby. Nearly. You're tangling me, but the boys are up on Pride Rock. Who is the next Simba? Oh, Charlie, your ear's pricked up. We'll say that was you then. There you go. That's for Charlie. That's for Charlie boy. Let's see if we can get a better view of these guys. They are actually up quite high. What's that, about 7 foot? Because I am massive. Oh dear. That'll only be funny to people who know me. Right, okay. Let's go this way, Ruby. You go that way. Good girl. Good puppy. Well done, everybody. Keep coming. Keep coming. Yeah, definitely Charlie. I'm with you, Nick. Oh, here we go again. Here we go again. Nah, he's just not for our flirting today. Not for it at all. It's a shame for her. It's a real shame for her. She'd play with him all day. She wouldn't let him out of her sights, but sometimes he's just not for it. How are you, boy? Thank you to everybody who's liked the stream. We're into double digits. That could very well be a first on the actual live. I'm very excited about that. Thank you. I mean that really sincerely. Thank you. Rubes and I getting Ruby trolling me again. There's some kids at the top. There's school groups at this location every single day, and in the corner turret nearest us, there's somebody dressed as an archer. I don't know if it's a child or if it's an adult, you know, taking the class. But I hope they don't shoot at us. But the kids are all looking at the dogs. They're probably ignoring what's going on. Oh, do you know, that was a bit tough. Hey! Hey! She knew it as well. She didn't go back for a second pass. She's a rascal. What's she like? What's she like? Juno's sufficiently wound Harris up. He's trying to take out some of his adrenaline on the snake. Right, Harris. Thank you. We'll let him do it. He's doing no harm. He's doing no harm. Good, you guys. Well, I love finishing here. This is it's such a spectacular place that I take these guys. We've already been here this week, and I didn't plan to come back. We normally like to do a different location each day, but today was we had some different circumstances this morning, which I won't go into, but ultimately we were a wee bit against the clock from our normal perspective, so we've decided to come back to familiar turf instead of trying to battle for a space somewhere else that we might struggle to get parked at. So I know some dog walkers will just come here every single day with their pack. I like to mix it up. I think the dogs like me to mix it up as well. It's always interesting when they get out the van in the first 5 or 10 seconds, they're scanning everything thinking, right, where have we arrived? But I'll be quite honest, I think they know where we've arrived before. I think they already know like the turnings and the bumps in the road and the everything. They certainly know when we've taken them home, and they can't see out the van. That's probably an important point to make. There's no windows where they are, so they can't see. And yet when we pull into their various households, each individual dog knows their home. They let me know with a little bark. So it's amazing. They are so amazing. I hope you share my passion for them, because it's yeah, I do love it. I love showing you them showing off and all that stuff. So anyway, right, let's spin the camera around. Let's do this for our midweek hump day sign off. Thank you very much for tuning in. I've really enjoyed today's session. It's been lovely. They've been a bit wild, a bit wacky. Was it how we titled this one? But that's the joy of having a dog, right? No 2 days are the same with them, and I thoroughly enjoyed the team just trotting along behind me here. So thank you to everyone tuning in. Oh, thank you, Nick. Nick has just said it's been great. I have loved it. I've loved it. Let's get to the beautiful castle. One day I'll own this. One day I'll win the lottery and convert that into student apartments. That's in Edinburgh. Goodness me. I'm surprised they haven't been turned into student apartments. This seems to be all that the city is. Thank you. Thank you. Right. From me and the team. Oh, look at this. Hang on. From Biscuit and the team. Good boy, buddy. What a clever cookie sitting up there on your own. You didn't even get asked to do that. Well done. So yeah, so thank you guys. We'll see you on the next walk, which will be the same time tomorrow. If you've not done it already, remember hit that subscribe button. Thank you for all the likes and all the comments. It's lovely. If I've missed anyone out, I'm so sorry. But it was lovely to hear from you all. And from me and the team. We'll catch you on the next one. Have a great day. Bye. Say bye-bye, Charlie. Say bye-bye.